Sidia go, balik mi Okay, I need to actually, like, look at Twitch for a moment while, we do this beginning of the stream type stuff here. Cause I am... Twitch is saying I'm dropping a fuck ton of frames. I'm gonna move side to side real quick. The delay is definitely very, very high. So, yeah. I'm looking at myself. That is like a good, like, minute-long delay when it comes to Twitch. But, so, yeah. My internet died last night, so I thought it was just, like, So I thought it was my internet for a second, but if you're saying Twitch, I need you to calm your Yucky, a minute delay? At the very least, that's what it looks like, because that's what I'm testing here. Like, I'll show... Like, yeah. Twitch is already saying... Well, OBS is saying that I am in the red. 5 seconds? Oh, okay. Yeah, OBS is saying that I'm in the red, and I am rapidly gaining dropped frames. Rapidly. I'm wiggling. Okay, that's more like 10 seconds as far as the testing goes, so it's rough, but it's not bad. And the frame rate is poor, but it's not, like, unwatchably poor. So, we're gonna have to make do with that. If it gets too bad, then, I mean, hey, the YouTube stream is pinned for those of you in Twitch. Nier, more like, perks of being a YouTube viewer. Yeah, at the very, like, I in general, I feel as though the YouTube viewer experience for live streams is just lesser than Twitch, but also at the same time, YouTube servers never really seem to just be like, hey, your stream's now just gonna be bad because we say so, like Twitch does, so gotta give YouTube that. Gotta at least give credit where credit is due on that. Because, yeah, genuinely sometimes it does just feel like Twitch decides your stream's just gonna be shit now. We're gonna say that you're dropping a lot of frames. We're gonna increase the delay and everything. Those hot tub streams need it more. Obviously, dude. Of course they need it more. Those are what's making Twitch the money. I'm not making Twitch money. I've got, what, 5 subs? That's a whole whopping, like, $11.50 a month Twitch is getting off of me. That's nothing compared to the hot tub streamers that are raking in 10,000 to both them and Twitch. It's nothing. So clearly, I don't deserve to have the good connection. I don't deserve to have the good streams. No, that needs to go to them. Boobies. I mean, yeah. So, yeah, apologies to everybody here on Twitch if the quality is gonna be too bad. I mean, there's literally not a single thing I can do about that. I'll never understand the decision to let them have that. I mean, like, as much as we, like, complain about Bard and his opinions there, he is more versed in Twitch knowledge and streamer culture and everything there. And the fact that there is specifically the hot tub category, like, there's whatever category that porn gets put onto, so that way people stop yelling at Twitch to allow that as they allow porn on their platform. I guess it makes enough sense, because people are going to do it no matter what, and Twitch is going to be supporting it no matter what, but they also don't want people complaining as much as they would if those porn streams were on other categories. When there's multiple NSFW sites for that. It's because Twitch doesn't want people on those sites. They want people on Twitch. That's the thing. They want that ad revenue. They want that advertiser money. They want any sponsorship deal that specifically connects to Twitch, which I think is something that can happen, but I'm not too versed in that. Don't hold me to that specifically. Like, that's what Twitch wants. So they're gonna accommodate for the porn streams, but they're going to at the very least like make it very loose rules and like little corners of their platform in order to, like give the porn streamers the ability to stream porn, but also make it so that way people that don't want porn in their categories don't complain at Twitch as much. And then there's the whole thing about, like, VTuber versus IRL, but Bard did make the solid argument there on, like, how VTubers choose their designs and everything there, and they choose how much of a focus there is. Yeah. Like blue Twitch and other blue Twitch and orange YouTube. Wait, is Fansly blue? I remember OnlyFans being blue. But, yeah, those are the porn sites I know of. Fansly, OnlyFans, and obviously Pornhub. And I mean, I guess, yeah. So long as we're on the same page there. But either way, yeah. Twitch, they have the interest to keep people on. But, it's also going to be like, hey man, I'm watching Twitch for personality, for literally someone's personality, or to play games. Obviously, some people are here to, like, be parasocial with pretty ladies, but, like, we're not here for fucking porn, dude. I'm stupid, I genuinely didn't know what orange YouTube was. I was imagining YouTube icon just orange. Well, now you know. Now you know the connection. My face when girls had to come here after being bested by a purple-haired anime girl failure. Yeah, no, I mean, that is a little bit funny. The fact that, like, a lot of... They wouldn't have needed to if they had half the personality of Mel. Nobody's actually... like, a lot of people aren't gonna want to watch porn for personality there. It's kind of like that whole thing of, like, I was educated on why they have stupid plots. Like, this isn't a beach, this is a bathtub. Is so that way they can get around some type of, like, law bullshit that says that they need to have a story or something. Like, by the fact they add a narrative element to it, they get around some kind of law that prohibits, just straight up porn and everything there, which is stupid, and I feel like that we shouldn't have to be in that situation. But it does lead us to having those funny moments of, this isn't a beach, this is a bathtub. My virgin ass barely understand the gooning Fansly streams to begin with. I mean, I personally just don't vibe with porn. Most are like 4 hours. I need to remind people on here. I looked up the definition of gooning when it was first becoming like a term on the internet. It literally just means edging. It does not mean masturbating. It does not mean cranking your hog. It does just actually mean edging. So if a Fansly stream is 4 hours and it's for gooning, that's actually kind of fucking accurate. I'm not watching them do anything but yap and occasionally get off when the... I don't know. Wait. Ion? I don't know what that is. I miss when goons were just funny little guys who served the Joker or whatever. Same. That's what the term goon should stay as. I don't even know who came up with gooning for masturbating and edging. Project Melody's porn streams are fun and goofy and like a Twitch stream, but with porn. Ah, okay. Well, then, I mean, yeah, like, if people are just comfortable watching porn of their streamer, and they already like Mel, then, yeah, perfect opportunity there. But, yeah, like, I don't vibe with porn, because it's, like, the pretense of it all, and, like, the fact that there's, like, these setup scenarios, like, it just feels weird, the idea of porn. Now, that's not to say that there isn't stuff that I like, but that's beyond the scope of what I'm willing to talk about there. I just don't vibe with it. Mal started on Chatterbait, though. I didn't know about that site, but that is a great fucking name. I do like that. how fucking weird is it that this was the topic that we start the stream with? This is gonna stay on the internet now for as long as I keep my YouTube and Twitch channels. Which, by the way, you guys are gonna be seeing a short about this tomorrow. But I actually, I actually got my Twitter account suspended. And how did I get my Twitter account suspended, you may ask? It is because on May 27th, it was the birthday to the Genshin Impact character Fischl. And I don't care what anybody's thoughts on Genshin Impact are. Doesn't matter if you like it, doesn't matter if you hate it, doesn't matter if there's any nuance to it. But on May 27th, it was the birthday of the Genshin Impact character Fischl. And I love Fischl because she is a Chuny, just like Guillotine and Nikke. I fucking love Chunies. They're one of my favorite character archetypes. And because it was her birthday, there was a lot of fan art of her. And I mean a fuck ton of fan art of her. And so, I decided to retweet a lot of that fan art. Because, you know, like, a lot of these artists are really good. And I want to show that I love Fischl. But, Twitter saw this as quote-unquote inauthentic behavior. And they suspended my account because of it. Because I looked at the rules, and content spam was listed there. But it did specify to where the posts were either irrelevant to anything going on, you know, like such as, you know, like maybe you reply to someone talking about, you know, like an upcoming anime convention, and then you quote retweet that reply with, for example, hey guys, I'm on a cruise ship right now. It's like that level of irrelevant. Like that's not an example they gave, but like that's how I interpret it in terms of irrelevancy. Or if the post that you specifically post or reply to, it says this, are identical. And because this is all differing fan art of the same character, they were not identical. However, Twitter did not see it that way. And so they labeled my behavior for May 27th as inauthentic behavior. And they have since suspended my account. And I have put in 2 appeals thus far. No results as of yet. When I joined Twitter, I went on a kick of liking tokusatsu and Transformers art, and it banned me. Fuck Twitter. I mean, honestly, yeah, no, fuck in this situation, yeah, fuck Twitter. God's forbid I don't break your rules, and I still just want to support artists in as little of a way as I possibly can. You don't have your tits out nearly enough for them to care. Yeah, also, if you actually look at the Twitter rules, the rules do specifically talk about, you know, like not allowing, you know, like certain renditions of generative AI for certain things, and yet they have Grok that you can just ask to generate an image or alter an image with AI freely. So, hypocrisy in the rules right then and there. Meanwhile, actual porn and Nazi bots still exist. Like, we all gotta realize, these platforms want porn. These platforms want porn on they want porn. That's what it is. They are just selective about what porn they do want. They're gonna punish any other form of it. That's what it is. Let's be honest, the only real stone rule they have is you can't be mean to baby Elon. I mean, I can believe it, but I haven't seen... But in the circles, like, the algorithm I have on Twitter is... doesn't have anybody talking about any political thing or Elon there, and I'm very grateful on that, because I already get enough stupid bullshit of my family complaining about whatever political bullshit is going on nonstop, as if they need to convince each other. Like there's complaining, but they talk to each other like they're trying to convince each other when they don't need to. That's the thing that bugs me. Doesn't even matter what the fucking topic is. And that's all I fucking hear from them so goddamn often. I don't want to see more of that on my internet, and I'm glad I don't. Speaking of AI things, say what you will about organized religion. Pope Leo actively denouncing AI as evil makes it possible for people to refuse the use of generative AI in their workspace. and cite religious concerns as the reason. Broken clock's right twice a day. Credit where credit's due. Worthwhile take to have. I'm not even gonna like extend any bashing or negative opinions I have there. Just yeah, good job on that. That's the hilarious thing about oh, it's not even whatever political spectrum there. It's literally just people complaining. Back to the world you doomed. Yes, I know, I doomed the world. So if they get fired for not using the AI, they get a lawsuit to have, which is good. We got some reading to get into. Yeah, we do. We do. So yeah. We've talked about some really weird stuff at the start of the stream. Let's get into Depresso Espresso, shall we? Gotta plug in my controller and remember to unplug it when I'm done playing, because I'm going to be playing more Warframe when I'm done, which, by the way, I did kill my Backstreet Boyle before stream. The whole encounter is actually pretty fun. I love the music of it. And now I have that eye ephemera. It's very cool. I have no idea what happens in this game, but I saw the short about the moon guy. So wonderful light. I'll explain a little bit of Nier Replicant from the basics that I have experienced here. So the game opens up with us being in like 2050 something. The world has gone to shit. It's snowing, it's cold, humanity is fucking dying, and we center on two kids, Yona and the protagonist, who you get to name later on. And the protagonist takes the power from this book, and you fight off like shadow creatures and everything there. You don't know what's up with that. And I don't know what's up. I didn't know what was up for that with a long time. And then just all of a sudden, like 1400 years later, we are now back in basically medieval times. We are in a normal fantasy world with magic and these shadow creatures and living in rural villages looking to get mutton from lambs and shit. And the sister has this disease called the Black Scrawl, which is going to turn her into one of these shadow creatures. Throughout the game, we learn that these shadow creatures... It's quite clear that these shadow creatures are people in some capacity. Not quite sure what's up with that. And as the game goes on, it turns out those shadow creatures are the souls of real humans who got separated from their bodies in order to fix the problem and continue living. Meanwhile, the bodies continue to live on with no souls. And scientific programs exist to basically observe the situation here and make sure everything is under control, and that some entities, such as Emil, who you saw in that short there, are weapons with special powers and everything there. Emil's was originally to turn anything to stone that he looked at. And so, as the game goes on, we learn we are the bad guys, because we only care about killing these shadow things, not knowing that they are the souls of real humans. And to rescue our sister, who was kidnapped by the Shadow Lord, who was in fact, who was trying to actually make everything right, and we were the bad guys the whole time. That's the rough of it. The game has 5 endings, and 4 of which you need a single playthrough for. And we are currently on the second playthrough. I rock with a good moral switch up. Oh yeah, no, it was... Like, literally, for about 90% of me playing the game, I don't know what's going on. I have my theories. Everyone is the hero of their own story. But yeah, for like 90% of the game, I don't know what's going on. I have my theories. I can only speculate and everything there. And the game is, does... Amber Alert cancel. Oh yeah, there was an Amber Alert last night. Glad I guess it canceled is a good thing. Else you technically only need 4 playthroughs. Yeah, I said 5 endings, of which 4 need a single playthrough. That 5th one being a choice thing. But either way. Yeah, 90% of the time I only am guessing. And then in that last 10%, literally the entire time, like the entire game gets flipped on its head. And I'm not gonna, and I do want to make a video about, I do want to make a video involving Nier Replicant, but I don't want it to be a whole review, because the game as a whole, not quite review worthy to me. But it does give me a topic to talk about, which is when games, when games completely flip the switch or something. Like, I don't know what term to use, but, you know, like, it's when games completely change their context. You know, like how Nier starts off with in Chapter 1, or how this game does it. Shit like that. Like, that is something I can actually talk about there. And I feel like I think I can make a video about that. C and D can be done well, but yeah, you can watch C. What you're about to read is why Kaine is my favorite. One of my favorites in fiction. Shifting perspectives. Well, it's not necessarily shifting perspectives, because, you know, like, it's, like, you could... Recontextualization? Well, I mean, yeah, that's what happens, but it's, like, the topic would be about when games just, you know, like, are literally turned on their head with recontextualization. Because, literally, like, I was thinking, I deduced that the shades were people, but I didn't know the full extent of everything there. It's, like, literally, all of this is, like, fabricated in the worst way possible, and we're the bad guys in the worst way possible. And Nika is like, oh yeah, look at this Gunnar booty shooty game. Holy shit, what is this fucking depression? You know, like shit like that. Nier does some much bigger stuff later too. Nice. Then in that case, I can probably reserve that video for when I do Nier Automata. Don't know when that's gonna be. Probably when I catch up with the Final Fantasy XIV MSQ. That's likely gonna be it. Yeah, because I've got Birth by Sleep video, then I gotta talk about Warframe, then we'll see what my money situation is like to see if I can actually get a new look and anything there and do something about that. And then, about the time I'm in the middle of the Warframe video, I'm probably going to be done with this game, and then we'll be on to the Final Fantasy XIV story. Yeah, okay. So, look forward to that. Either way, gotta start the recordings. Did I change the output? I hope I did. Output, recording, Nier Replicant. Cool, I did. Alright. Stream recording. And then Steam recording. Yeah, so we finished playthrough 1 yesterday, well, last week. And we did start to see a little bit of Kaine's story, but it did go on a bit. So, we're going to pick that up now.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway...
Yeah, we did already see this, but still gonna show in full. Yeah, Kaine's dream discrimination. The sound of rain filled the village. I thought it broke up Kaine's story a bit more throughout playthrough 2, so I didn't expect it to take as much time last stream. Yeah. I mean, y'all had imprecise memory about it, so it's whatever. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Then wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden, hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. Yeah, this was the first tip-off to Kaine being, to the whole freak nature of Kaine. You guys led me in the direction to her being, dual-sexed and everything there, but this was the first tip-off, to me there. But I didn't comment on it because it's like, that's such a minor bit of such a passing line detail that I would otherwise, not really comment on. By the way, 30 minutes in and we are at 60,000 dropped frames. Woohoo! If the beak turns to the east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair. It began its long descent to the ground. It's never directly referred to, if I remember correctly. I could look for the text and the subtext. Come on, come on. The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the veins slowly creaked to life. Only notes and vague comments. Hey, when people say shit about Kaine's body before this point, what kind of shit do people... what kind of shit are you referring to them saying? Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled on the beak pointing firmly toward the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall around. Oh no, they found me. There is a shot of her bulge, but that's when she's kicking the shit out of Nier. Ah, okay. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo! Kaine! The voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the bullies in the area. As Kaine struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from safety of their homes. She was attuned to the sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaine was something to be hated, and if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak! Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt... Oh, look! The little freak's gonna cry! What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless. A failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kaine couldn't meet Dino's lingering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open.
Show me.
No.
Did you just say no?
Demo grinned evilly.
You don't say no to me. No one says no to me.
Not even taking his attention from Kaine, he called to his cohorts.
Come on, guys. Let's give this freak what she deserves.
As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop.
I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are.
Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her.
Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak!
Chanted the children.
Freak! Freak! Freak!
Worst crime this remake committed. There's an achievement for upskirting her.
Ugh. Ooh.
Not a fan of that. The description of which about is discovering her secret and like, fuck off, that's genuinely objectifying a part of her that she's insecure about. All because, haha, but there was an achievement for doing the same to 2B, who isn't insecure about her ass. Yeah, that's really in poor taste. That, hey man, that's not cool. That's, Whoever was in charge of deciding what gets made into an achievement, yeah, you fucked up a little there. Not gonna lie. Kinda does kill you if you do it, though. And I mean you. The player. Oh. I mean, yeah, warranted, fair. Reasonable crash out. I don't blame her in the fucking slightest. She attacks the camera. I mean, that's a good detail, but still. Generally the worst thing the remake did, but at least she kills your ass for it. Yeah, no, deserved. 100% deserved. Already don't upskirt women, but even especially if they are actually insecure about themselves like that. Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was rapt on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. It's definitely a thing that came from Automata, because you don't need to upskirt to be Yoko Taro. I just like girls. Actual quote. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm not gonna say that, that's why I'm not gonna accuse the whole Kaine upskirt as an act of bad faith, but it is still a fuck up. It wouldn't surprise me if he meant it as commentary on how the androids are objects. Not... Yeah. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. That's like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch my Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Dima was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. "Ow!" he screamed, leaping to his feet. "Stop it! What are you doing?"
Quit whining. Ain't no one ever died from a scratch.
"You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch! A big one! That could have killed me!" The old woman shrugged.
Death is the best cure for stupid.
Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backward and spat on the ground.
Get out! Get out! Leave this village! No one wants you here, either of you!
Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh.
Ha! Look at the fat boy go! Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight!
The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, and then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead.
"Oh, Kaine," she said. "Why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot."
The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. "Don't be nice to me," she said. "I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore." Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. "Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead." As Kaine's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman with surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away.
"Don't talk like that, gal. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt the crossing. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand?"
The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice.
"You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it."
As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, but who had fought through all of these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. Hope you enjoy the development that makes Kaine one of my favorites. I mean, I already liked Kaine, and this backstory is just, enriching her further, so we'll see how much more, it goes. Do I make you sick, Grandma?
"Course not, don't be an ass."
Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't...
"Hush," interrupted Grandma. "I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter, and I love you. And if folks have a problem with that, then they can just go to hell."
With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. Oh my gosh, they're lunar tears. Grandma, you made this for me? Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these?
Just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping.
The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers.
Didn't quite turn out right, said her grandmother as she squinted at it. These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you. Kane blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty? Of course you are. What a fool thing to say. Thank you, Grandma. Her grandmother smiled. We're gonna be fine, you and me, she said. As long as we got each other, we'll be just fine. Kane took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kane gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kane stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough. Even if it's us against the world. Kane let her gaze drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. Kane's daily life. This is what I have not yet read, considering the end of last stream. Oh wait, I didn't even realize you guys said some stuff. Leaving soon. I'm not likely gonna be back tonight. Away from Wi-Fi for a bit, but I'll watch the VOD if nothing else. Oh, okay. I did not see that. I was too caught up in the reading. Wouldn't surprise me if you asked Yoko Taro about the achievement, he'd go, "Hey, you're the one who wanted the achievement. You didn't have to get it." Yeah? But also, I mean, that's kind of, like, that's the whole, like, consumer producer thing there. It's like, how do I put it? Just cause, like, you facilitated me to be able to experience the thing. You've provided the thing. It is then on me to be like, I then am going to get the thing. Which is kind of like a whole matter of, like, you know, companies doing exploitative stuff, like, everything there. Like, it's all a matter of, like, yeah, sure, it may be a final decision is on the person who's getting the thing, as in, like, the person who's getting scammed, or the person who gets the achievement, but still, like, you put it in there, you facilitated this is you created the bullet. Didn't have to make it either, yeah. Either way. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was as far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. He likes to taunt about that kind of thing, because he doesn't get it either. Stupid piece of shit axe. Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. Grandma! Called Kaine. That you, Kaine? Yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. Don't get too close, or I may take your goddamn foot off by mistake. She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kaine close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she'd scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, Grandma! Do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or, a new axe or something? The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her grandmother's offer for a moment, then smiled. Tell you what, Since I'm doing such a piss-poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Shades have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards. Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the more difficult of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with the chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her grandmother to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance from the Eyrie. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter. And rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it! Oh crap! Grandma the true goat. She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with the blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough. My logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed out a wheezy laugh. Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you... Oh, a hydrate. Thank you. I'll cash that in. Actually, my jug is really empty. Give me one moment while I grab another one. Thankfully, they're right outside my bedroom door. I did cash it in, however. Alright, we got another one. I already took my swig. I'll take another one just so that way I can finish it off and get to the next one. Lots of reading aloud. Thankfully, I'm not doing any silly voices that would otherwise be straining my throat. These years of streaming and DMing have been a lot of help for me. There we go. Anyways, Grandma seems to be a little perplexed by what Kaine was in the middle of doing with chopping the wood. We're at 92k dropped frames, by the way. Yippee. Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees. Oh. Never mind. I assumed wrong. Causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. Grandma! The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. Yet, the bucket. Yeah, let it spill. Kaine steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kaine didn't notice. Grandma, what's happening? Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kaine away. Stop that! Just stop! She cried, breathing heavily. It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all.
Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. "Grandma, you're sick and you need medicine. I'm going to the village." The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. "It's all right," she said. "I'll be fine." Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. "Well, I don't like it, goddammit. But I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up." The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across the dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Demo and his gang. It's sad that was the worst fate. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. "I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong." She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air, telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. "Hey, lady!" said Kaine with bravado she did not feel. "Where's the apothecary?" The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewildered anger. "How dare this thing speak to me?" they seemed to say, but Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. "Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one." "Which way?" Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary. The new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the door. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand, because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. Oh my god!" he sputtered. What are you doing here, freak?" The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for the medication. "Ha!" barked Demo. "That old bitch finally keel over?" "Go to hell, Demo." The boy's eyes grew so wide they seemed ready to fall out of his head, but before he could let fly a comeback, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose. Creating a scent that was exotic, but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely in a world so vast, there would be a place she could call home. On the far wall behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. "You like that picture?" Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad. They seemed to stare through her and hinted nothing as he spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. But she's been dead for a long time now. Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures of wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kaine and smiled. Handing her the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. We're going to have an ad break in about a minute for those of you on Twitch. If your ads are too long, or if you don't want to miss anything and you can't afford to skip past them, then the YouTube stream is a pinned message for you. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard the rumors about you, he said. It's a small village, and word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe, but I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Kali, and I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable. Kali? What a good dude the apothecary was as well. Yeah, chill guy. Also, we're an hour in, and we are at 100,000 dropped frames! Grandma's name is Kali? Thought Kaine suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands. Fucking, why am I so tired? I was fine before this. Your grandmother's an old friend of mine, he said as Kaine scooted away yet again. And I owe her much. I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Wait, I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kaine murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step. But it was a step nonetheless, and with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places. Ugh. Leading Kaine to think that she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. Back already, are you? Asked her grandmother with a yawn. Come here, let me have a look at you. Grandma sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe. Finally, satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. Well, how was it? Those bastards giving you any trouble? It was kind of fun, said Kaine with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. Fun, eh? Asked her grandmother in a voice which implied she believed anything, but... Uh-huh. So anytime you need me to run an errand... Uh-huh. So anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. 1 minute of ads? As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her portrait. A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled crone. But Grandma, it'll make you live forever. Oh shit, said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help me with dinner. But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house, as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her mother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all.
I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easier or something.
The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment.
Let me be the judge of that.
She said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It also could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh.
Oh, Kaine. You truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it. But... hush, I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always.
Poor baby. Her grandma is still fucking great, though. True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down.
Posh, said the old woman. I'll take this down when they roll me into my shroud.
She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee.
Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before. And it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel the same happiness.
It was a moment that burned itself in Kaine's memory. A perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on. People and memories move in and out of a life like ghosts passing through a hall. But this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. Separation. Yeah, wow. All of this is going on at once. Oh, fuck, why am I yawning? Why am I tired? I was perfectly fucking fine before stream. What does this do to me, dude? Ugh. Go butt chug gamer subs. I already had a serving of gamer subs today, and I have actually been. It's nice reading. I mean, it is nice reading, but I've already had a serving of gamer subs today, and drinking this shit every day has actually, like, I've been feeling the fucking pain in my kidneys. Makes you cozy and eepy. But yeah, no, like, I've been drinking so much gamer subs that I woke up one day feeling fucking pain in my kidneys. And I understand what people are going to say. Lucky, you should go to a doctor in that case. It was literally for that one day. And then I did not drink caffeine for that day or the day after. I was I was fine the second day I didn't drink caffeine. And I was fine the day after that. It purely is my body... The village's dreaming curse is rubbing off on you. Hello, Svent. But yeah, no, let me remind you guys. GamerSupps has 4,167% your daily recommended vitamin B12. 147% of your daily recommended vitamin B6. And 111% of your daily recommended vitamin C. On top of the caffeine. Like, drinking this shit every day is delicious, and the caffeine has definitely helped me with focus, but also at the same time, I literally am feeling it on my fucking kidneys. Overdose on vitamins is dangerous. It sounds like a skill issue. I mean, yes, in fact, skill issue. Like, I still drink this daily because it tastes good and the caffeine helps me focus. But, yeah, I don't want to drink more than one serving a day. Cause, yeah. And it's not... And if I were to go get myself a cup of coffee, to double up on the caffeine, guess what that means? My body's gonna be asking for even more caffeine later on. And that's a problem. I'm not gonna do that. I just need to fucking I just have to endure. I just have to endure. I just have to endure. I say as fucking the yellow flame of frenzy billows from my eye sockets. Which, by the way, came up with a little bit of a fantasy world building idea for a D&D for a fantasy setting I would want to make, but we'll worry about that when I'm done reading Kaine's backstory. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She had been pushing it around the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Twitch smells your weakness. I would drink a double of Gamer Steps before work a couple of years ago, and still drank soda at work. Yeah, and I am not like that. I have not had a good relationship with caffeine. Like, yeah, no, I've not had a good relationship with caffeine. Like, my first bad memory, I'm pretty sure I told you guys the story of how I treated myself during high school. And if I didn't, I'll tell it for anybody else who's new here. I know we're interrupting the reading, but it's fine. I used to go to bed at 1 a.m. I was always basically a night owl. However, because when my dad had to go to work, and the fact that, you know, high school starts at 7 a.m. here in the States, or at the very least in Nevada, I was being made to wake up at 5 in the morning. And that sucks. And so I was only getting 4 hours of sleep. Not good. And I didn't really learn from that. So, to compensate for me getting 4 hours of sleep, almost every single day, I asked for my dad to take us to Starbucks on our way to school. And I think I remember ordering 4 shots of espresso per coffee that I got. And it's even worse. For some reason, I'm like, man, I need to just conk the fuck out so that way I don't miss a single hour of the 4 hours of sleep that I'm going to be getting deliberately. So I took 2 sleeping pills, which is, I think, double the recommended dosage on those packaging. And I did this basically every single fucking day. And it's a wonder that I am not dead. And my worst memory of having caffeine in high school was I had something going on that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself for some reason or another. And so I get a Frappuccino. And it is a venti of Frappuccino, you know, the biggest size. And I asked for a proportional amount of caffeine in it. That it would be like 4 shots for a grande, and then however much more would translate into a venti. And on that day, I really fucking had it bad. I was shaking like fucking crazy. And on that day, in high school, I swore off drinking caffeine. And I, in fact, did not drink caffeine for about 2 years? Until I started running D&D at my house. Actually, no, this could have been at the same time. I think it was at the same time, actually. Because while I was in high school, I also ran a D&D game at home. Like, people actually came over to my house, and I made myself a 4 shots of espresso coffee at night. And I offered it to them, and, like, one of my friends that showed up, like, I offered it, he saw how much I put in, he's like, brother, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And then, after I had that bad day with the Frappuccino and everything there, swore off caffeine for, like, 5 years. And then I slowly started drinking coffee again, just because I wanted to, like, try it a little bit, and I had it here and there. And then, around the time when Nara joined the community, coffee was something that I drank pretty much every stream, but it was, like normal coffee. It wasn't espresso. So it was like, 1-2 cups of coffee worth as opposed to espresso levels. And here I am now, drinking Gamer Sups every single day to help with focus. And it's not even the Gamerade, which apparently creatine is being touted as helping with focus, which I had no idea about. So yeah. And that's a story. That's a story that can be made into a short. My body allows a bit of blood in my caffeine stream. Well, there you go. There's my relationship with caffeine told. But we're gonna continue on now. Fuck. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug. The old woman threw some more wood onto the cooking pot and snorted. It's no bug, you fool girl. It's a berry. Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs? Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug, said Kaine. And I think it's burnt or something because it smells terrible. With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. Oh yeah, that's terrible, all right. Why, you little brat! Laughed the old woman. Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact. 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, the relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kaine couldn't remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kaine lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. Where are you going today? Asked Grandma suddenly. Kaine looked up, surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. Well, I was going to check out the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick some of the flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow. Flagstones? What in the hell for? Kaine stared at her grandmother, then held on an arm and swept it around her home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. Grandma, a dying cat would chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection. The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. Goddamn, girl, if a bunch of thieves wanted to ransack the old place, let them come. We've got nothing worth stealing anyway. I'm not worried about thieves, I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday. The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. Well, shoot, I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other... Grandma, no. If I don't go to the kelma trees, we won't eat tonight, you know that. A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. Yes, she said after a bit. Yes, of course, you're right. I'm sorry, Kaine. Lately, it seems my mind is... She didn't finish the thought, instead walking over to her nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. The flower's petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaine thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. You're gonna be a true woman soon, Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. So that means less chat about shades and building defensive walls, and more talks about how beautiful you'll become. Annoyed, Kaine reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her mother's face stopped her hand. You're a beautiful thing, said the old woman, and there ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you. Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for today. Such a mouth on you. Where did that come from? Gee, I wonder.
I'll teach you to sass me, girl, yelled Grandma. Suddenly, she lurched forward and grabbed Kaine by the ears, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. Yep, I remember the Wreath of Lunar Tears. I did not check on it in the 5 years after we, that had passed between childhood to, adulthood, but good to know. Grandma! Yelled Kaine in a quaking voice. Grandma, stop! What the hell? The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held her wrinkled hands out as if it was the first time she had ever seen them. I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just... Kaine thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen. Listen, she began. Maybe I should stay home after all. No! I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot. I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you. Kaine rolled her eyes, then kissed her grandmother on the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaine could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around, don't turn around, she told herself, but in the end, the temptation was too great, like Orpheus. She spun on her heel for one final look and saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. God, she looks so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kaine worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path, the finger Kaine suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. No, oh gods, no. Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma! Grandma! Kaine ran then, faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's man began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark. Not just fire. Can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt. Her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved balance through means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in a random, chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending a small whirlwind spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmering, inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. Alright, you bastard! She thought as her scream echoed on the high cliffs around them. It's you or me, let's go! The shade eyed Kaine with bemused interest. Then it began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced down toward the house. Through the smoke and flames, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. Grandma! At the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. She's alive, thought Kaine. Alive! Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard and toward the flaming wreckage of the house.
Before she could advance more than a few steps, the Shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes. She tried to remember how her legs worked. Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up now! As Kaine struggled to her feet, the Shade stomped toward the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet, only to fall back to the earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. Grandma! Hold on! Just a little longer! Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with each second that passed. The Shade glanced between the two women and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up at the corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. Bastard! Laughing at us! She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt the Shade was taking joy in their suffering. Yeah, I see your plan. The Shade moved its claws slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out her life when Kaine was close enough to touch her. I'm gonna kill this bastard! Summoning all of her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap of her right ankle as the foot twisted backward, but she forced it from her mind and began to hobble toward the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch at her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. Give her back! She screamed. Give her back to me! It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt, and with a dull snap, the Shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air toward the young girl that was latched to its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail stuck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hands reaching out through the smoke. Grandma? Kaine, you've gotta run. You can't best this one. Kaine grabbed the hands and held on with all her strength. Grandma, come on, we have to go! The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and thumped to the ground below. Grandma, no! No! I said run, goddammit! You have to live. You have to get through. The thought would stay forever unfinished. Before she could say another word, the Shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from the gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible, putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after another, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The Shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept toward its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles, her head lolled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backward, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment. Laughing like a madwoman, she leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade took Kaine off like a shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? I think it is. I think I'm bleeding to death. No, I can't. Can't die. Shit, I closed my eyes to fucking RP, and I missed the very last bit of that sentence. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames. All of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it, 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 kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! I'm not gonna read all of that. Kill it now! As the spark that was Kaine slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. Oh, goodness. That was like over an hour of, well, that was nearly a full hour of reading. Forgot how long this was, but damn it ain't. I mean, it is good. Still, though, goodness.
Oh, I know.
Back to the wormy. Well, my actual setup also just remains as well.
What anger this creature must have. How did it even survive these past 5 years?
I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies today.
Oh yeah, it didn't even hurt me there.
It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
I actually took a hit there. Either I am well over leveled now and it actually can't hurt me, or because we've already done this before, this is a formality. I am not sure. There we go. There we go. I was wondering. I'm gonna do my own hydrate, because that was in fact a lot of reading. And I have some acid reflux now. Had chorizo and potatoes for dinner. Oh my gosh, there's more. Oh my... Okay, Yoko Taro, I understand the idea of a player reading to fully absorb the story that's going on, especially if they read it out loud like I am. But goodness fucking gracious, do you think we could, put something that's more than just the reading a book? If we're, because hit us with the book, and then we get a cutscene, and then we get more book reading. Do you think we could maybe, like, do a little something different?
Gently, weakly, softly. The shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off toward the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shamed beyond imagining, Kaine tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of arm resting a few feet away. Yep, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a real bitch. Ha! Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, aren't you? Well, you had it coming. Oh, okay, it's Demo, never mind. Ha! Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are ya? Well, you had it coming.
I thought it was like her grandma's soul now in her and stuff. No, it was just her thoughts of Demo.
Go to hell, Demo, she thought at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I will want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No, stop. Don't want to live forever. Want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, and then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. The reading stream, I fucking know, right? Stop. No, don't hurt that picture! Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture into the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as he danced his jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ha-cha-cha! I look like that? Oh god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish, like a prayer or something? Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me, save me! Kaine finally resorted to shouting at the voice with her mind. I don't make wishes. They don't come true for me. I'm a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Oh god, you're the best. Kaine glanced down and saw a black, shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet, then began moving up toward the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward,
but feel the hot, searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice. Let it go. Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would not have it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, so why not let me have it? Have what? Your body, come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with mad, unabated joy. And I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in the blood just like before. In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade? Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. Ugh. Imagining the jongleur. Well, I don't have that sound in my head, but you know what? Yeah, Heath Ledger's Joker actually works well here for that. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small, whispered moan. Feels good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now give me that body. Come on, give me the body and I'll give you more than this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be going back too. The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she regained her voice. Stop! The black ooze hesitated, as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Oh, what the hell, sunshine? Screamed the voice. We had a deal! I thought you wanted to die! Grandma said, can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that...
Time to give them a show.
Hi, Pitch! Welcome! We've been doing a lot of reading! After a deathly cute encounter. Did you enjoy your date with death? I assume it was like a dating sim thing there. I don't know if Nara ended up having to go, so I'll do the shout out for you now just in case. Pitchy. It was, yeah, what was the game like? Because, yeah, you said you didn't know what it was, so, like, how did that, what was it actually like? Dating sim where you date a Grim Reaper. Oh, cool. Okay. Well, I am in this game and I like it. Ah, I see. You like the bone guys. Well, I've got good news for you. Actually, the main character has my personality. Oh, okay. Well, that's fun. That's nice. I'm glad you had a good time with that. Us right here, so far, they were in a chat room with someone claiming to be the Grim Reaper, and Pitchy heckled him for various things. Nice. Nice. Meanwhile, I have been, for the past hour, reading Kaine's backstory for a Nier Replicant. Because this game has multiple playthroughs that it asks you to do. And holy shit, the beginning is just literally all of Kaine's backstory that you just read out, it's been a good story, that much is certain. But it's been a lot of reading. It's been a lot. He learned why no one wants to be in a chat room with me. Oh, that could be a lot. Yeah. Also, apologies if I am very laggy or very delayed in terms of my responses to you. Twitch is deciding that I don't deserve to have a good connection to their servers. And so, in the past hour and 45 minutes I have been live, we have dropped, according to Twitch, 152,113 frames and counting. And I have been in the red 95% of the time, and in the yellow for the rest of it. So my apologies in advance if I don't, if you say something and then like fucking a minute later, I then respond. So that's why I got those notifications. What notifications have you been getting? I didn't receive any myself personally. It's just like, oh well, OBS is saying that Twitch is not wanting the stream to be of good quality today. Good thing I record locally whenever I intend to make videos using a game. Just dropping signal things? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not even... Like, my internet did die last night, but it's otherwise been fine. I just know it's my connection to Twitch. That's Garbo. Because, yeah, Twitch, multi-dollar company, everybody. And I've just been having to deal with that. But either way, I am glad that you had fun with death, and the fact that it's actually I was there for you to say it's free, which is impressive. If that's the case, there, I'm not much of a dating sim guy, so I don't think I will be experiencing that unless like maybe I do something for Valentine's Day. But even then, like, I am glad you had fun though. However, in order to get to gameplay, and so that way I can continue to talk with chat properly without interrupting anything, I'm going to see if I can finish reading Kaine's backstory here. We have had precisely 1 minute of gameplay so far, with the boss that marks the beginning of the second half of the game. So yippee. Is free. You make your own character. Oh. Make your own character, and looks like there's a chat room with different characters too. Oh, okay. You got this. Yeah, that's not tiring or anything. It's just more of a matter of like, wow, I am reading a lot here. I was not expecting to be reading this much. After Pitch heckled to Death for capitalizing the first letter of every word in all of his sentences, Death changed up to never capitalizing letters. I'm not gonna say I feel called out on that, because I don't capitalize every letter all the time, but, like, I do have a habit of capitalizing letters a bit more than just the start of sentences. It's not every word, but it is more than just the beginning of sentences. So, minorly called out for me. Either way, Kaine is facing death, and a shade is trying to be like, hey, I'm a mass murderer, and I want to take over your body. But we continue. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern. The pattern of the shades. Burn itself into her left arm. I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned, said the voice cheerfully. Look at that, sunshine. I think you and me are gonna be good friends now. Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letter seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Gotta work early, so I have to leave earlier than normal. Good luck with the reading. No problem. Do sleep well and take care. And have, at the very least, a not bad day at work tomorrow. Stop. Gotta stop. Holding her left arm to her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hate's my favorite dish, and I am hungry. Let it go. Feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge. Thirst for blood, and then go out there and shut up, and get the hell out of my body!
Your body? Oh, that's rich, Sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead. Kaine grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. Stupid idiot girl. You're possessed now, Sunshine, and there ain't no going back. The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed? Whispered Kaine. Yeah, possessed. You and me? I got what you might call a timeshare agreement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, they don't think it'll know you now. Kaine looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller somehow. Darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So, listen, purred the voice. I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine, and now that power belongs to you. You got enemies? People you want to kill? I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you? That big old shade that squashed your granny? We'll wrap them up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain. Wait, said Kaine. You're a shade. How would you help me kill another shade? What, you think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a good goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I just want to drink from the well. So they called her a freak before getting the shade. Why do you think that is? This was mentioned at the end of last stream when I read like the first bit of her story. She's intersex. She has both a lady parts and boy parts. Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away with the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it, you and me? We could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the old bloody pot if you don't want it. Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kaine. I'll handle the killing. Look at you go! Oh, Sunshine, we're gonna have so much fun. So listen, my name's Tyrion, and if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out with this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it! The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour. And I like rotten and sour. Kaine found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade. I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. It's... You know, how fucking quaint is it that shades are the souls of humans, but the one human soul that, you know, like, melded with Kaine is quite literally a fucking psychopathic murderer. And, like, all of the shades that are in the area at the time where we do our slaughter are just wanting to live their lives. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyrion. Count on it. Ha! Laughed Tyrion. I have shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body. But if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, you know, go soft, I'm gonna take over everything. Quite a common thing, to be honest. Liza P. had a similar thing with Arlecchino. Arlecchino, the king of riddles. You see, now doing that voice, that's a bit of a drag on the throat. So keep on killing, Sunshine, and watch your back.
The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kaine herself. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. Feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I am not a shade. I'm Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Kaine started to place it in her hair, and slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm sorry. But I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As the night gradually lightened to dawn and the people of the area arose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive! Stay alive! Stay alive!
Grandma.
Kaine, you gotta live!
In
You
for
gotta
a
come
second to
back
say
us.
milk. Man, I love Kaine.
Oh, hey.
I feel conflicted looking at where her panties are now.
Emil, you
But
were
now
the
her
one
outfit
calling
makes
me,
perfect sense.
weren't you?
You still recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Welcome back, Kaine.
She'll kill you.
Wow,
I know.
you grew up.
I'm talking about specifically with the shot of her lying down there, because like you could see her panties.
5 years.
It explains why she dresses as such. Yeah, she wants to feel like she's a woman, and she bandages up her left arm because she wants to make it think it. She wants to feel like it's not normal, so that way she doesn't.
It's a long time.
So that way she doesn't, like feel like the shade. Because it doesn't feel like hers. Like she can at least imagine that's foreign. That's the shade. That's not her. The shade didn't win.
Any luck with Yona?
Not just her left arm is bandaged up, her left leg too. Yeah. The only thing she was missing is an eye patch on her left eye, but that's a little more impractical. Also, because it can't deal with sunlight, because it's a shade. Dual purpose.
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great. Thank you.
You
Kaine
can't.
waking from her long petrified sleep.
You can't even say
Emil's
my name.
unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one. And we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all.
When it's indivisible? Invisible. When you can't even... What? I don't actually know how the
kidding me?
melody...
You can't be serious!
Okay, well now I don't know how the melody carries over those specific lyrics. Cause I only know, and here's the one they say. Are you winning? No. No, we have witnessed a horrendously tragic backstory with Kaine, and we spent the past 2 hours reading it. Well, hour and a half.
Please try to understand. People are tired and scared, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
I can't look at you two the same way anymore.
This is crap, and you know it.
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside.
Have you told them to walk it off? I feel like Kaine would. I feel like Kaine would actually fucking throttle me, to death, if I did that, or deal with it.
You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
She had to fuse with the soul of a mass murderer. Or rather, a mass murderer fused its soul with her, and she didn't really have a choice in the matter. And now her choice is basically, do I functionally kill myself, or do I keep living, as per the request of my grandmother, who got fucking murdered.
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, look at me. As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
Sounds like an average Tuesday. Yeah, sure. By the way, we're going to have an ad break in about a minute and a half for those of you on Twitch. If your ads are too long, or if you don't want to miss a single thing, and you can't afford Turbo or subs, the YouTube stream is a pinned message.
I'm used to sleeping outside.
But
We'll see you later.
Sorry about this.
What is the matter?
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now.
For a Yoko Taro game, yeah. This is the first Yoko Taro game I've played. I've done the Nier Automata collab in Nikkei, and I have done the Nier collab in Final Fantasy XIV. L ad blocker for the win. Look, I have uBlock Origin as well, but even that doesn't block Twitch ads for me. I understand that there's like something else that you can do with uBlock Origin. I don't know what it is. But even then, I just pay for Turbo anyways, because I like the option. I like having my VODs saved for another 60 days on top of what they already are, and also skipping ads for literally every streamer works well. And there's the ad break.
Never even occurred to me. Damn it.
We should turn in.
I didn't get
I have
much
Pi
sleep
ad
that
blocker, and
night.
I've never seen an ad. Wow.
For the first time in my life, I hated Devila. For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end. They said and did what they did for the sake of the village. To protect it from the horror of the Shades.
Can share the uBlock thing after
Really,
stream
how
if you
can
want.
I blame Devila and Popola?
If it only affects Twitch ads, then yeah, go ahead and share for everybody
And I'm just
else.
as bad.
I don't have to worry about it, but I'll still probably install it in case I really need to cut my money.
Stop to think about Kaine and Emil's situation myself.
Software is awesome and free. Free software is good. But if there is just a uBlock Origin add-on that can affect Twitch ads, then that's just a nice, easy thing for me here.
I should apologize to Kaine and Emil.
Immediately now we're actually getting into the first new different thing.
What good would that even do?
I got a fire going, Kaine.
Wait, is that...
Campfires are weird. I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Oh, hydrate. You know what? Actually, that's warranted. I did spend an hour and a half reading and even doing a little bit of a fucked up voice. There we go. Catch that in.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Aw.
You poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Emil.
Hey, Emil.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Oh, you have so much story to
Come
tell.
on. I just want to know you better.
Oh, yeah.
Please?
Man, and I'm just, like, looking at how Kaine does everything in a new light. Like, obviously already, you know, crossing legs so that way people don't see the panties and everything there, but it's also because this is what a lady should do. Like, I'm just imagining what could be going through her head.
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid, before the whole shade possession thing. My body is different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak.
I'm really worried about how they found out about it.
But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was. No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together. Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
If only. Not really a plugin or add-on, it's a filter. You click on the gear icon of uBlock to open the dashboard, then go over to My Filters tab, then paste that to one of the lines, and then click Apply Changes. Okay, yeah, definitely put that into the Discord, like either in the general channel or Interesting Stuff channel, one or the other. I'll even pin it, really, and that way people can do that, because uBlock Origin is the GOAT ad blocker.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Just that YouTube loves to slow down my computer after a long enough time because it knows I'm using one.
Okay, can we just forget I told you about that?
Cute. Oh, yep, there's the game chugging, which it is wont to do. Which I wonder. Oh, my birthday. Look for a flower on my own and end up causing trouble. I feel like I hope he doesn't hate me. Aww.
Sleep well?
I never understood how won't basically was just a way to say. But I can guess it's basically that's how we got the word want, because whenever anyone says that is their won't, that is basically like, yeah, that is their desire, that is their nature to do the thing that they're doing.
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well.
Well, now my guess is that in playthrough 3 and 4, he'll actually go sit with them. Only issue is that Twitch will try to play ads through it, so you'll know they're blocked when the stream's visual quality kind of shits the bed for the duration, as though we're set to 240p. Ew.
What might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
Oh.
I've heard you speak much about your mother.
Emil be something like Natsuki Aki? Natsuki Aki from... Or is that a voice actor specifically?
She got the Black Scroll and died when I was little.
Elk from original Doc Hack games.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's alright. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
I see.
Twitch knows you talked about Adblock. Hit Angie. I mean, it's been fucking Angie. We are at 200,000 dropped frames.
But the final entries get a little strange.
Uh-huh.
In what way?
Well, here. Take a look.
Oh my gosh, more reading! Hey, here's some challenge levels? Oh, okay, I thought it was gonna be more reading. Do them? Sure, I want to get to some fucking gameplay.
Say there. Can you not hear me?
It's a character from SAO voiced by the same person? Oh. Fuck, dude. I watched SAO when I was like... How old was I? 17 or something? Well, I went to go watch Ordinal Scale when I was out of high school, so I had to have been older than 18. Yeah, by the way, my first introduction to SAO was fucking through Ordinal Scale. Oh, goodness. Oh, no, it's truth!
Why are you standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Oh!
Sleeping.
Hey!
Indeed. Come now. There's the door.
Right. Let's go.
Oh, hey! Well, there's Papa Nier. That was quick. Sort of. Proceed beyond this point, you'll be unable to save until the battle is over. Sure. Oh, what the? This is the world of recycled vessel, created to avoid the destruction of all. What the fuck did you mean? Recycled vessel. Why am I Papa Nier as well, by the way? That's one way to get down, I guess. Papa Nier. Yeah, what? You have to read Moby Dick and take a quiz before any gameplay. You joke, but... 3 medicinal herbs, cool. Yeah, why am I Papa Nier here? The Black Scrawl. A lost destiny. A white book. A false truth. Also, what is this fucking filter? Papa Nier is canon in a way. Okay, again, why? Like, I'm not gonna necessarily complain, because I like Jameson Price, he's a great voice actor. And this is fun. But I still gotta ask why. Original Nier Gestalt 360 in Japan. This section was Brother Nier. Uh-huh. I just realized these guys aren't hurting me at all. Papa Nier is also Brother Nier's dad in one world. The father is alive in the other. Okay. Okay. So it's not just a name given to him. It's also like actually what he is. Throw Papa Nier in this diary. It's like the I know I'm aware this is optional, but also at the same time, how much of Yoko Taro's optional stuff is actually optional? Just like to think of it as that. I mean, this is literally Mom's diary. So if this is about the dad, that makes sense. Multiverse type shit. Yay, more of that. Partly because both Gestalt and Replicant versions of the game existed in Japan, so both are canon. Oh wait, those are the, motherfucker. Also, this techno remix of Song of the Ancients. Three more medicinal herbs. I spent 2. Here isn't the protagonist's name. Soldiers of Salt, calling forth white death. They are legion, those who plunge the world into darkness. It's just what people call them. Is there okay, well, if that's the case, then, like, is there ever actually a fucking reason why the property is, like, yeah, why the property is called Nier? Drakengard at least has, like, some type of, you know, like, etymology connection there, and I can understand. But like, is there ever now a reason to understand, like, why this property is called Nier? What do you mean more? It's been like that. Ending A is canon. Yokotar openly stated how he hates people calling the protagonist Nier. Yeah, okay, no, Liam's definitely experiencing the delay of Twitch fucking with me here. But yeah, like, Drakengard is the English title. The Japanese name is Dragon on Dragoon. I mean, that's still, like, has words that, you know, like, make sense and mean something. And have etymology for why it would be chosen like that. But is there a reason why this property is called Nier? Oh my gosh, dude. Bro, enemies that fucking teleport away from you, the worst shit. Magic shields, so you can't range them, and they teleport away from you, so meleeing them is a lot harder than it needs to be. There's a huge chat delay. Yep. And there's not... Because I don't deserve to have a good stream. Yeah, this is actually like minutes at a time. At this point, I just simply say, for those of you in Twitch, just go over to YouTube, so that way you can actually see what I'm saying. One-handed sword, Fool's Embrace. The dragon's corpse brought death to the world, delivering unto it the power of magic. Lucky's not boobily enough to have good stream quality, and I am not the type of streamer that wants to be... I am not the type of person that wants to be a male VTuber with a female model. Because, yeah, sure, I can respect guys that do it for the bamboozle, or I just want to look at a pretty girl. But also, at the same time, I feel like I would be disingenuous and not... I feel like I would be disingenuous and stuff if, I would be doing that. 20 to 30 seconds? That did not feel like 30 seconds between when I said it's a 1 minute delay to you typing that. The Dragon's Death. Oh, hey, Drakengard 1 ending E reference. Okay, well now you guys have at this point heard my question of why is the property called Nier? Has there been anything to like explain why? And I have yet to receive an answer. I counted. There. Okay, ow. Wow, okay, he still breaks my guard. Not that I know of. Okay, so it's just Yoko Taro going because I thought it was cool. Apparently Yoko Taro said Nier means a curse. I'll link to an interview where it was discussed in the Discord server. Okay. I'm gonna keep fucking stomping you. Testing, testing. Much better over here. Yes. It is my connection to Twitch. It is my actual internet is not bad, thankfully. It's my connection to Twitch. Nier is apparently a French word meaning deny, which was likely unintentional, but considering the story deals a lot with denial. Yeah? Oh, motherfucker. Bro, come on. Don't be like this. Full unga bunga. Yep. I unga, therefore I bunga. More medicinal herbs. You were hitting the armor, and I was trying to break the armor! Black sickness stains the future. They journey to return the soulless vessels. Oh shit. New perspective. And execute. I could have sworn I've heard this rendition, like this particular track, elsewhere. It had to have been in a YouTuber's video, because I don't remember this being... Was this in Nikkei? I don't think it was, because I definitely don't remember it being in the Final Fantasy XIV collab. And if not, then I had to have heard it from some YouTuber. Nikkei was mainly Automata. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, I know I've heard this track before. I'm just wondering where I heard it from. Yeah, I've heard this before. You need to get a new one-handed sword, by the way. Cool. Fool's Embrace. Yeah, case yeah, we go from 400 to 200. I saw it. Do you think I'm gonna use it? When I've got the fucking Phoenix sword? Nah, nah, bro. Oh, that's obnoxious. Just wanted you to look at it. I mean... Oh yeah, no, it looks like a dragon! Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, like the dragon you guys talked about in Drakengard. You know what? I'm gonna just ignore you. You're too annoying. That's pretty much designed after Angelus from Drakengard. Nice. Ow. Doing combo in a combo game. Whee! Look, I like my two-handed swords. What can I fucking say, dog? What do you want from me? Angelus was voiced by Mona Marshall. If that name sounds familiar, she voiced Izzy in Digimon. Oh, cool. The Kabuki outfit. 1000 XP, 3 medicinal herbs. And voice Azure Kite and Dot Hack GU. Not cool. Okay, so we have... I mean, that took not that much time. We can do these. We can keep doing these. Difficult to endure what awaits the other side unless your soul is at least level 28. I'm 27, it's fine. Yeah, of course. They get progressively hard. Obviously, the apocalypse divided the world in two. One that knows not day and the one which never seen night. Alright, I'm actually taking damage now. Oh! I do like that after all the reading, they're just like, okay, here's all combat. I mean, I chose to read the book. I could have just not done that. Blade wielding tiger? The fuck? What is... I can't do dash attacks? Okay. I can't do dash attacks. Got it. What? Okay, what is blade wielding tiger? Rules. What? You can't use your blade. Okay, so I have to magic it. Okay. Having a streamer moment. Magic only. Leaping rabbit can't jump. But no, I was like, it said leaping tiger. That, and I failed when I did a dash attack. No, I remember the dungeon. No, I know how the rules are. I wasn't confused. Why do I have the rules? I was confused. What the fuck is leaping tiger? Black and white, 13 packs. The vessel's form is waver as they cross time and space. That's what I was confused about. Because leaping tiger does not sound like using your sword. It sounds like dash attacks. Blade wielding, not leap. Okay. Okay, that's me. That's the reading devil. That's the reading devil. Okay, you know what? Nope. Fair. That was a streamer moment there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I own up to that. So, you know, yeah. Pass judgment as you see fit. More guys? Oh yeah, no map, so I go another way. I don't know, dude. The Whirlwind just seems better at eating magic than a lot of other ones. Just go back to killing. It's what I'm best at. Papa Nier is still just as bloodthirsty. Yeah, getting this out of the way at the very least is going to mean that I don't have to worry about it in subsequent playthroughs. And
It seems we have been shut in.
oh boy. Deal with you. Now we're good there. I can't tell if those are more or less clear. Only have two? Nah, not. Oh boy. Ah! Die. Die, 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 die. Let's say the two-handed sword look better on Papa Nier than Brother. I mean, that much. Yeah. Now, granted, I still will keep using two-handers. Since Nier Replicant was never released outside Japan, really the version we got in the West had the Brother Nier version of this content completely removed. Oh, that sucks. And because he's not, yeah, it works because he's not a twink. Brother Nier never had an English voice until this version. Oh. Wow, okay. I assume that's Argent going live. Yes, it is. Okay. More medicinal herbs. The Song of Man has been drowned out, and it's placed the scream of something inhuman. That sounds Lovecraftian. Alright, bozos. Deal with that. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. Oh, never mind. They've got the black balls. Well, the dark balls. You know, it's funny that you guys did basically confirm that my guess of we just have technology so advanced that it's basically magic. The most common form of attack developed by these hyper advanced machines of the far, far future. Balls. I do find that to be very, very funny. Ah! Scratching my ear, you dick. Don't fix what ain't broke. I would hope your balls ain't broke. I'd be very concerned. Alright, bitch, if you wanted to just hang out there. What are spells if not balls? Modern wizards if the spell don't got fire or ball in it, and it's just Patrick sleeping on the couch. Shit, I want to make an edit like that now. Just put wizard in the put a wizard hat on Patrick, give him a white beard, and then caption it modern wizards when a spell don't got fire or ball in it. This might be, actually... Have you not heard of Tales of Ball Wizard? No, I know Ball Wizard! I actually do know Ball Wizard! That shit's fucking hilarious, dude. Actually, I'm gonna pause so that way I can have that saved as a short right now. The hit anime Ball Wizard and Homeboy. Yeah. Two-headed sword, Fool's Lament. Let's see how this compares to the Phoenix Sword at base level. Surely it should be better. The sky falls with the dragon. The world ends this day. So, yeah, we go from moderate to very heavy, but we stay on the same level of power. But it is a dragon's weapon. Game, please. Okay, these boys chonky. Fool's Lament also has Angelus in its design, specifically his second form. Execute. Her? Oh. Alright, come on, you bozos. I'll take y'all on. Ah! Nice try. Okay, somebody else did it. Your buddy saved you. Be grateful to them. Ah! Can the game please not? Like, why? Bruh. Get you. Get you. Okay, I can't get you. It's too late. That or you did your, like... I fall on the ground attack. Like, yeah, that attack. I say blame Squeenix. I mean, obviously, fucking... I'll always blame Squeenix. They don't know how... I was actually out of range for the block. Feels bad. Execute. And you. Last one. Die. Never mind. Please be only one. And you still break my guard. Brother! Why? Literally no point in fucking trying to parry if you still just break it. No fucking point. But there's also no point in putting on a third spell because you can only have one spell active at a time. And yes, I know I can make it so I can actually parry these guys if I invest in guard power, in my words, but that sounds like bitch talk. Because then I lose the opportunity, but because then there's the opportunity cost of doing more damage. You know, like, obviously people are free to play, like, in so many different ways that they like to play. But I can say I am grateful to Bloodborne for, you know, like, creating a wave of players and developers for focusing more on the type of gameplay that isn't just holding up your shield and blocking. Then get good. I mean, you know what the get good can be? Unfortunately, the amount of getting good doesn't matter when it comes to parrying. Like, I can parry properly, and I still will have my guard broken, unless that's actually not a parry, and I did, in fact, do the input late. And if I did, in fact, do the input late, then I rescind all of this. That was me trying to time it right there, and I did not do it properly. Oh, are you kidding me? That's a character action we man. Yeah, so unless I have actually not been nailing these parry timings at all once, then, yeah. If I actually have not been nailing a single parry, then that explains a lot. But if they still, you know, like, actually send you flying and do damage to you despite parrying, then yeah, like, I just basically have a dead button. Unless I want to invest in guarding strength. But that is bitch talk. And this is where I'm definitely feeling the lack of damage. So there's probably going to be a third one to get a spear from, but we're going to do that when I'm stronger. Execute. Is that it? Nope, you're the last one. There we go. The Nier fanbase jokes about Kaim and his dragon wife, because at the beginning of Drakengard 1, Kaim is forced to form a pact with Angelus, so they could live, since they were both at death's door. Forming a pact with a magical creature in that world usually has a cost. In Kaim's case, his cost was that he was incapable of speaking. In ending A, in order to help stabilize the state of their world, Angelus was required to act as a living seal and keep locked inside a fortress forever. Uh-huh. At least the music is bopping? 100%. The puppet priest collects the accursed prayers and polishes the vessel. Oh, what the... We're on a fucking rail shooter now. We're on a goddamn rail shooter. What the fuck? Yoko Taro! Yoko Taro literally being like, I'm gonna do what I fucking want. Oh, hello. Yeah, sure, why not just include a rail shooter after some fucking, like, grueling, beat-em-up combat on the fucking heavily armored guys? Oh, hello. Drakengard 2 continues from that ending, which Kaim goes on a new murder spree in order to break Angelus' seal so they could be reunited. You don't play as Kaim in the second game, you play as a new character named Noe, who was orphaned as a result of Kaim killing his father. Yeah, but you also said that, like, it's not regarded as canon because Yoko Taro didn't work on it, so, like, what does that matter? I don't know. I don't know if I heard this version in Final Fantasy XIV or not, but I know I heard this version. I fucking know I did. It's pretty meh, but the only interesting thing is how it plays with the relationship between Kaim and Angelus. Hello, boar. Do I gotta shoot you? No. Okay. Why do I do? You're probably... Yeah. Probably it's very Soken-esque. Well, actually, kinda, yeah. So, by the way, even though I haven't done the current raid series in Final Fantasy XIV yet, I have listened to Everything Burns. Holy shit, that song is quite literally fucking fire. Holy shit, I love Everything Burns. That song is awesome. Like, never had a choice. Never let the ops win. Calm them nerves, got the whole world watching. Ready, set, go, and there ain't no stopping. Got one option. Light it up. Like I actually listened to that song an unhealthy amount when I came across it. I am looking forward to hearing it when I at the very least do the normal raid series, cause. But actually, I may actually even be willing to sink down older raid series, like older raids, and everything in Final Fantasy XIV. Because they're doing away, because of Evolved Mode, and the fact that they're getting rid of the 2-minute meta. The fact that now we aren't, like, forced into the 2-minute intervals, and also, there's gonna be the Evolved Mode. Like, I may actually, sink down to older raids if I can get people to be that are interested in that. I'm definitely gonna be trying, Evercold raiding. That's for sure, because if I remember correctly, they did say they were adding a mode that's in between normal and savage. Samurai outfit. 4,000 XP. Recovery potion. 10,000 gold. Awesome. Yeah, what level does this one recommend? Level 33. Yeah, okay. Yeah, levels do matter a fair bit. I'll come back later for that. Depending... Sometime in the middle of next Nier stream, somebody yell at me to go back to this. Think you leave out a single door? You just can't... Yeah, yeah. So...
My word.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I read it.
This has happened multiple times.
I feel confident the child still lives.
Of course she does.
So... I don't know where you change your fit, if anything. But either way. Okay. Forget where to equip him? It's no big deal.
Hey.
Oh, hi. I kinda thought you'd never talk to us again.
Dog realizes it's trapped.
I understand you're doing this for the village, and that you don't have a choice.
Pretty much, yeah. But look, why don't you go talk to Popola? I think...
I'm
Oh,
headed
shit.
there next.
My bad.
Oh, and Devil,
Yeah?
sorry about yesterday. I shouldn't have lost my temper like that.
You don't need to apologize. Anyone would be upset when their friends are hurting. Let Emil and Kaine know that we're sorry, alright?
Options, wardrobe. Okay.
All right.
Options... Game? No. Other? No. Advice. Oh, okay. Well, there's no options in Vice. It's a main menu thing. Yeah. Well, he's... Y'all are saying different things here. You have to quit to the main menu, apparently? Okay, well, I'm not doing that. Oh yeah, do I keep my quests? No. Okay. Like title screen menu? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going back to the title screen just for that right now. We can start next stream with that. Okay, well, how much money do I have? 24K? I need, like... You kids are new.
I'm sorry for all the trouble, sir.
Yeah, I don't recall you hanging out on the balcony here. Think the whole party gets outfits? Ooh. If so,
Okay.
that'd be great.
Oh. Hello.
Look, I want to apologize for
Stop. You didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, but neither did you. You're just trying to protect the villagers. And I jumped down your throat for it.
There's no protecting them when it comes to, like, people they find spooky.
It's very kind of you to say so.
Like,
Regardless,
we should
please don't let it trouble you.
we should teach them to understand that sometimes people can be different from them. Boy Nier, older Nier, Kaine, Emil, even get changed to magic orbs. Oh, cool.
Ahem. I believe there was something you wished to discuss with us.
Oh, right. You know about the lost shrine, right?
The temple where I was first discovered.
That's it. Well, it seems that the Shadow Lord's lair is connected to it somehow.
Oh, it was right under our pages the whole time.
You guys did say to actually pay attention to everything here, so, like, I can't just skip.
But the bridge that leads there is
Despite the
unusable.
fact that this is unchanged so
take a
far.
boat.
A boat?
Yes, the canal's finally been repaired. It took a lot longer than expected. I also asked them to provide a boat at the path to the Lost Shrine's back entrance. The ferryman will let you use it free of charge. That should make it easier for you to move from town to town.
Thanks, Popola. I feel like you've done so much for me. I'm really grateful. All right, I'll see you around.
And for the love of everything, be careful.
You'll notice a new dialogue. Mm-hmm. So you think you've already seen it? You can kind of tap forward. Yeah, that was,
The path above the entrance to the shopping district should...
yeah.
How excellent to know the canal is finished. Hopefully this puts our days of running all over behind us.
The faster we can move, the faster we can save Yona. Let's use it as often as we need.
First, grab whatever quests. Oh, yeah.
Just
What's up?
our water wheel is on its last leg.
This is a wide...
I suppose we...
Replacing...
I mean, yeah, I'll just
Alright.
accept.
Thank you.
I'll accept the quests and do them as I go through. First big changes before the next boss. Right.
How about buying something?
How about new?
Hey, yeah, Uncle. That's sure. I guess
One could have...
old.
I suppose there are.
Welcome.
Okay, I bought everything from you.
Blacksmith.
I mean, I guess let's also talk to Devila in the end to see if there's another quest I can do along the way.
Which job should I give you first?
Scattered cargo.
Want to go to Seafront? I've got a request from a lady there.
Hopefully that's just recover cargo and shit. Cause yeah, go collect fucking disparate materials in order to fulfill another thing. No, nah, dog. Nah, I'm not about. I don't want to do that shit.
Hey.
Sure, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Thanks. Still, it's anyone.
Okay, yeah, we'll go to Seafront. Do that. Pick that up. Hello.
It's you?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm...
I need you to retrieve 3 crates of particular import. This cargo has likely washed ashore on all the far-flung corners of the world.
Sure.
Okay.
Ah, excellent.
Now
I was shipping some rather...
Hey, it's your...
So what's this quest? Recover cargo from a ship that was lost at sea. Search the shorelines and find her 3 pieces of cargo. Okay, that shouldn't be too hard.
Where did that enormous ship even come from?
Oh, yeah, weapon person here at Seafront. Can't let me jump on the awning, bitch.
We...
Yeah, okay. Phoenix Dagger, Vile Axe, Spear of the Usurper. Spear used by a prince's body double to slay his employer. The traitor was later killed with the same spear. Yeah, let's buy that. Gonna have an ad break in about a minute and a half. Those of you on Twitch, you know the deal, but also at the same time, I would advise just watching YouTube and chatting on Twitch anyways, because of how fucking garbage Twitch wants the stream to be. And I know, like, Dan Clancy or someone, whatever, would be like, no, we don't actually want your stream to be like this. Like, bitch, I can't fucking trust you.
Hey, this...
Pick it up without looking inside.
She doesn't want us looking inside.
A wise choice.
Drifting cargo.
Rifling through the possessions of others is a vulgar habit.
Vulgar. That's resolved. Anybody at this tavern got a reasonable fucking quest?
You enjoy their marital spats.
Nope. We're kind of at the point where game is cozy but familiar. Yeah, until it isn't. Man, maybe I actually should have done the gold farming with the meat. Maybe I actually should have done that. That might have been a good idea. But alas, I did not do it. And thus I must make sure that I can have as much currency as possible at all times. For better and for worse. You don't got anything? Okay. Then to the Lost Shrine we go.
Oh there!
To the Lost Shrine we go. Hi ho to Mario, to the Lost Shrine we go. Hi ho the Mario,
The Lost Shrine's up ahead.
As well as the Shadow Lord's castle.
Let us make haste.
Hansel? I'm gonna hold off a little bit for the so that way those in the ad break come back from their ads, and then a whole 15 seconds of ads time. Yippee! But yeah, I'm gonna give that a little bit of a second, cause yeah, major difference. Heh, yeah. As I do like the fucking twisty thing. I still need to figure out how to actually do that properly on DaVinci Resolve. Actually, yeah, I need to figure out how to. I need to actually figure out how to do the twist effect. New perspective, remember? Interesting. What do you want? Go away, dirty, defective swine. I'm not like you, I'm different. Lucky wanted to understand what was happening in these boss fights. Yeah, I did. And you guys are still gonna call me a monster despite the fact that that's how you play the fucking game. Yep, you monster. I'm sorry, let me just not play the game then, so I'm not a monster. You're still a monster because that's what the game makes you. Yeah. Fuck, dude, I hate being EP on stream. It's unbecoming. Glad there's no fights right now. Welcome back from the ads. Anybody who got stuck with the full 3 minutes? If the delay is bad enough, you wouldn't even have heard my warning. You again? Stop bothering me. More advice has been taken away. Console is dead. There's no reason for me to exist anymore. My life is over. Just leave me alone. What? My favorite part of the enemies not getting stronger in subsequent playthroughs is that you are progressively stronger and scarier monster. Ludo narrative, baby.
Excited, sunshine. We finally get to bathe in blood.
Oh!
Don't talk to me.
Oh!
I want to kill so bad I can barely stand it.
Oh! And I was actually I was actually kind of not far off with the voice, too. Guess who you get to hear? Yeah! I get to hear fucking wannabe Shigaraki. Actually, no, Shigaraki is a wannabe in and of himself. Your voice reading Tyrion's lines were pretty close. Yeah! I was just giving him more of that, you know, like, very, you know, like, Joker-y inflection. Now you know who Kaine was talking to and what their conversations were. Yeah, I thought it was her grandma. Like, oh yeah, like, oh, Grandma's soul found Kaine. That's cool and tragic. No. No, it's much worse. She's got a fucking Shigaraki type figure in her fucking head. This is so much better. I mean, hey! I've got a great idea for a Blades in the Dark type character. Dracula flow in her head. We smoking 10 shades a day. I'm on that antidepressant pack. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. It's a lot more complicated than that. We can tell you after getting ending E. Yeah. The 5th ending. But yeah, now with Kaine's backstory, I've actually got like a Blades in the Dark style character idea. Specifically Blades in the Dark. I mean, like, I can do it for damn near any setting in any game. Like, because, you know, like, so many settings have opportunities to allow for that type of shit. But with Blades in the Dark, like, that's where you've got, that's where the Devil's Bargain can really highlight the influence of this entity. Like, you could be a vampire, which is not necessarily, you know, like Dracula. It could be like you suck, you know, like, the joy from people to sustain yourself. It all depends. But like, I could make a vampire that has this, or a whisper, or like really anybody with this type of with a backstory like that. And then the Devil's Bargain can be like, ah yes, but fucking Murder McGee in your brain gets to do something. Energy vampire, emotion vampire. Yep. Like, sometimes they'll be traditional vampires. Sometimes they'll take other things. Strength capsule. Hence the etc. Yep. Blades in the Dark is still one of my favorite settings. Like, after just watching those videos that were, like, talking about Blades in the Dark, getting players like getting people interested in the setting. Like it rapidly became one of my favorite RPG settings. And I would also love to run a campaign of Blades of the Dark, but 2 of my players don't like it. One doesn't like the setting, the other doesn't like the rules. Oh my god, back to the cube. Cube, what the fuck? I'm gonna drink some more water because of my fucking throat.
This is all too easy.
You know what you're doing now, so speedrun time. Oh man, I still need to get XP. Well, actually, yeah, these guys aren't gonna yield much XP. I can at least kill them fast. Also get passive XP from the mandatory fights. Considering nothing here gets any harder. Cube. Then done with you. Oh yeah, push you one more. That should do it. Deal with that. And by the way, just William, give me a refresher. Did they say that Cyan Prime and Warframe was gonna be coming out at the same time as Jade Shadows, or on the 11th with Mesa Prime? What with Mesa Heirloom? Cause I actually do plan on farming the relics there, but I also would be actually down to do a straight up gameplay night with the community of just grinding out Styanax relics. Turn back. Let me check. Yeah.
What's with these guys?
The dream sections with Papa Nier are pretty much the only challenge left you need to get more levels for, other than simply becoming strong enough to one-shot everything. Yeah.
A cursed era, where incomplete shades gather.
Incomplete? '17th with Constellations. Okay. So, because Jade Shadow's Constellations is... they even, like, in the dev stream said it's gonna be, like, an hour long. That stream can be Constellations, and then Cyanax farming. So, I thankfully have learned how to get the relics quickly by doing relic packs from Steel Path and... yeah, Steel Path and Syndicates. So, definitely save up some relic packs. Maybe now? Yeah, man. Great opportunity for people to get Styanax as well as Plat. Would be a great opportunity. So yeah. Save up your relic packs. Cause that'll be something we can all do. I got messaged on Discord. What the fuck? Wait, can I just open the door and ignore these guys? Oh, cool. I can. Awesome. Actually, they're still there. Wait, hang on. I can just kill them in the meantime. Ha ha ha, nerds. Alright. Oh boy, state of play tomorrow? Hi guys, it's me, CEO of Sony. We hear your complaints about Destiny and its shutdown. We have even seen the petition. And that's why, instead of just giving you your last content update on Destiny 2, we are actively going to make Bungie shut down the game. That'd be a good week, hopefully, for trailers. I was making a different kind of joke. Whoops. There's that desperate sad little creature in me that hopes for Kingdom Hearts 4. I mean, no reason to not hope. It's always there. Okay, these are mandatory fights. There's every reason to not hope. But for every reason there is to not hope, there is a reason to hope. Cause fuck Square Enix. I mean, agreed. Only thing I'd want to see from State of Play is Legend of the Dragoon remake announcement. If there is one, then hey, that'll be a perfect opportunity for me to play, because I know that Silver has been playing that, and she also really likes it. That's what she and Jade have in common. Also crazy how a lot of people I know via streaming all have fucking color names. Like you, Azure, Argent means silver, there's Silver Witch, Azure Alex. And then obviously Silver's friend Jade. Like a lot of people I know via streaming that have color names. I treated you all so poorly. I mocked you, betrayed you, all because you went Gestalt before the change was complete. Before the change was complete. But after this, I think I can understand you. I think we can speak as equals. This makes me very happy. I hope we can spend the rest of our lives. What was that? Actually be playing it in July? Cool.
Kaine, Emil, look, from now on, I'm going to sleep outside with you.
Why?
I can't accept that you aren't allowed in the village. It's stupid.
So you're staging a protest? Fun!
Don't waste your time.
But it just feels wrong.
Well, that's really nice of you, but you still don't have to stay out here with us.
Emil.
You got a super important mission. You can't sleep out in the rain. What if you catch a cold? Besides, I like camping with Kaine. Sometimes we sit around the fire and tell stories, or roast...
Emil, that's enough. I got a fucking image to maintain.
Aww. Never played it before, saw someone else going through it using retro achievements, so I'm gonna attempt the thing to get every achievement. Good luck!
We seem to be surrounded by a mob of helpless puppies.
Just kick him aside.
Just kick him aside! Did he say that the first time? Helpless puppies, kick them aside! If you're wondering if you're supposed to like Brother Nier, there's your answer! Kick the baby. Bro! Wow! I know they made him seem like a monster after all this, but wow! The fact that Vice compared them to puppies and Nier just says fucking kick them. Dude, that is horrible! Look at this! Look at this man! Actual fucking monster here. Not me, him. Him, not me, him. Monster. And then still you're less murder hobo than Kai. Sure. This was the point where we were like, he's Dimitri. Kill every last one of them! The first time you were like, I don't know, man. Wait, no, I didn't go, I don't know, man, what about it? I was like, oh, wait, Ray Chase also voices Dimitri? But no, you guys were being like, no, he has the same attitude as Dimitri of kill every last one of them. He's hot, so morally gray. Kaim is pure murder hobo. He dedicates his existence to killing anything he can, and he gleefully kills child conscripts. Fun. Fun. Don't you touch them! Yeah, okay. Gretel is just protecting them.
What's going on? There's dozens of them!
Considering Kaim also keeps the company of an elf woman who eats babies and a blind priest who is also a pet. What the fuck? They're too strong for you!
Pull them to the light. Pathetic to the end, I see.
Wow.
That statue. It's the leader.
I'm not their leader. It is I who rely on them. It is they who saved me. Stop hurting my friends. Wow.
Oh, you're funny. I'm gonna start crying here.
Dude, wow. You don't escape this in Automata either, by the way. The androids are very murder happy. They're as, so get them out of the way. Yeah. Right, yeah, into the light with...
Foolish creatures. You cannot hope to best me.
These little bastards just keep coming.
These creatures cannot abide the sun. Lure them into the light.
They're friends to you, obstacles. I'm aware. I am very much aware at this point. I know just how bad Brother Nier is. I get it. I now feel bad. I now feel bad. So Gretel is just filled with determination. Not... Those are my friends.
This is one stubborn son of a bitch.
Damn it, damn it, damn it!
Hey there, sunshine. You ain't feeling bad for this freak, are ya? Ain't no
This
turning
freak.
back now. You gotta lust for blood. Embrace the slaughter. All we know is the thrill of battle. Ain't that right, Kaine?
So we'll also get to heal. We'll also get to hear him. Yeah. Yep.
Kaine!
Oh, you're kidding me!
Well, that's time for you to take over.
Kaine!
It all makes so much more sense now. Move, move, come on, you stupid arm, move! We are incomplete, but our friends are something. Wow. The new perspective and everything really makes this suck. Are we gonna go back to reading? Or are we gonna actually just get, like, the internal struggle?
I fear there is little we can do for her.
No! Kaine!
What is happening?
It's all over for you, sunshine.
Kaine! Kaine!
Yep. That makes way more sense on why the Shade body was more feral.
With no other choice, we must strike it down.
Kaine! Come back!
Now, pin her down.
Kaine, please! Come back to us!
There we go.
Oh dear.
Kaine! Kaine!
Tyrion's name is the German word for tyrant. Makes sense! Honestly.
I couldn't hold it back. I can't be with...
We're always going to be together, Kaine. If you transform again, we'll just stop it again. As many times as it takes. I don't care how tough it is. We're gonna get you back. I like sleeping outside because I'm with you, Kaine. I'm able to ignore my appearance and keep going because of you. I'm weak, and I'm sad, and I'm lonely. But you make me strong. You're my friend, and I need you. So don't you dare leave me!
It means a lot more here now.
Stop crying. And thanks. I'm alright.
My little gay skeleton son. I'm glad that short got as much traction as it did.
Over there.
I'm actually surprised that my complaining about DaVinci Resolve got as much attention as it did. Not as much as, you know, like a lot of my other shorts, but the fact that it still cracked like 300 views, pretty nice. And it's gotten plenty of engagement so far. Mysterious stone fragment.
This?
It's me. It's got some kind of writing on it, but I don't know what it says.
How remarkably useless of you. Well, let's go ask Popola.
It's a cipher of some kind.
Can you determine its meaning?
I think this is the key to unlocking the Shadow Lord's castle. Here, take a look at this. I wrote down this fragment is given that you found it in the Lost Shrine. There are spaces here for the law of robot and but as for sacrifice.
Not a problem. If we want to fill in the word,
Oh, splendid.
they're just shades. Besides, it's the only way to reach the
They're
shadow.
just shades, not people. Not at all, no!
It's a danger.
Yeah, well, Yona's in even more danger.
But how can you even be sure that she's...
Because she is! Right? The junk heap and the forest of myth, yeah? I'm on my way.
Please be careful. Oh, and listen. About Kaine and Emil. The villagers know how much they've sacrificed, and they're thankful. It's just... they're scared, you know? People can't change overnight.
And they also can't change if you don't encourage them to do so. Little merry band of misfits feels different now, don't it? Very much so, yeah.
I'll hurry them along the best I can. But can you please give them a little more time?
I'll try.
Well, let's see here. Been live for 3.5 hours, but also at the same time, eepy, laggy, just finished the good beat, we know what's coming next. So, not unreasonable. Yeah, not unreasonable to...
Popola said we might be able...
Perhaps we can...
And not unreasonable to call it here. Maybe just pick up the side quests and call it good. The main thing is, like, just doing side quests. If I wasn't addicted to Warframe, I could at the very least maybe consider doing the side quests off stream. But I am.
Oh, it's you, eh? Well...
Alright, no other side quests available to be picked up right here. Alright, yeah,
The shopping district.
because we're gonna go to Facade anyways, and I know we need to get an egg. We need to get eggplant, which we get from the Airy, which is a really major story moment. The Warframe side quests are kind of meh in terms of story. No, I don't mean Warframe. I mean this game. I mean this game. If I wasn't addicted to Warframe, I would do the side quests for this game off stream, so that way I can have the gold to buy all of the weapons and consumables that I need.
Yeah,
Worth it.
Twitch, don't you dare fucking say that I am now in the green as I am getting close to my ending time. Don't you dare fucking do that to me, Twitch. You actual fucking cocksuckers. My connection is now fucking in the green, and we are not, and we are still. Okay, there. Yeah, okay, that's what I understood from you. Testing. I have just seen the testing. Yeah, no. Twitch knew that I caught on to them bullshitting me. And so that's why we got a whole 5 seconds of being at the green. Yeah, there's just a couple of seconds. Yeah. Oh. But yeah. I mean, we know plenty of the other stuff that's gonna happen, and we're gonna get the perspective on the shades that are in these other places. But that is gonna be for another time. We have been streaming for 3.5 hours and have dropped 320,000 frames on Twitch. Excellent. So, a lot of the time, like, I could have probably finished maybe both the Forest of Myth and also the Junk Heap if it wasn't an hour and a half of reading Kaine's entire backstory? Maybe. At the very least, one of them. But, yeah. I am liking the shift of perspective so far. I am liking it. And I am definitely coming up. I definitely am getting some ideas on how to make a video of, like, when a video game drastically shifts your perspective or something. Like, I definitely have some ideas for that. So, amidst the many videos I intend to make, stay tuned for that. However, I feel like we can call it there, considering I now know what's going on. That was just a couple... Oh, no, sorry. I read that again, thinking that... Yeah. Stop recording. Stop the Steam recording. Yeah, I very much like the shift in perspective that we have going on. It's very, very nice. Although it also is very sad and everything. Okay, but we will call it there. Considering, you know, like I said, getting close to end time, lagging a lot, tiny bit eepy, got a shower, can talk to Argent for a little bit, and yeah. I am looking forward to seeing more of the story, and possibly next week we'll be able to do 2 streams of it, but as for this week, it is only the one, because tomorrow is the usual Rogue Trader collab with Argent, and on Wednesday, game something special. Yeah, no, it is. Literally, up until that big twist at the end, I'm like, okay, yeah, no, this is good, but it's not, like, beloved-worthy as far as I'm playing. And then, when we get to that point, everything changes. Everything fucking changes. And that is awesome. That's fucking awesome. I appreciate that a lot. So, yeah. Fantastic. But yeah, on Wednesday, remember, for those that are at all interested in being entertained by such affairs, I'm going to be doing Drunk by Daylight with Silverwitch, Azure Alex, and a couple of Silverwitch's other friends. I would say that you will be able to contribute to us getting drunk, but that is against Twitch TOS. So I cannot try to make bank off of getting drunk, sadly. However, I do have a lot of milk mix-in type alcohols, which is very nice. I am looking forward to the stupidity that's going to happen. I actually need to install Dead by Daylight. So, yeah, that'll do it. It'll be funny seeing y'all suffer in Dead by Daylight, because oof. Yeah, no, I've not played Dead by Daylight in 6 years. So, yeah. But for those that have moved over to YouTube, just so that way they can watch the stream on an accurate time, we are going to be doing a raid. We are going to be raiding into Argent. Because, yeah, Argent is always the old reliable choice. And tomorrow is going to be starting Act 4 in Rogue Trader with her. That Dead by Daylight, more like Dead by Stinky. Look, I'm not saying Dead by Daylight's a good game, okay? It's just a game that I have, and Drunk by Daylight sounds fun. Because I have not done a drinking game since my fucking Lightfall stream for Destiny 2. And that was a fun stream. So, yeah, like, you guys don't need to be there for the Dead by Daylight gameplay, gods no. You can be there to watch us get shit-faced. I look at it like Nick Cage does. It's a museum for horror movies. Yeah, that's fair. It is otherwise not necessarily a good game. Regardless, though, yeah, for those that have shifted over to YouTube from Twitch to catch up, you can come back over to Twitch and join in the raid On to Argent, as she and Lucifer Shepherd are playing Pokemon X and Y with their Soul Link. I appreciate... And again, tomorrow is going to be more Rogue Trader with Argent. I expect Act 4 to take about as long as Act 3, in terms of streams, even with matching the yapping. It sucks over here. Yeah, it does. Thanks, Twitch. But I appreciate all of you nonetheless. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for stopping by both on Twitch and on YouTube. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night and a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Weak to Fairy, or is Fairy weak to Steel?
Fairy is weak to Steel. Lucky, hello! The horrors persist, but so do I. The Delulus persist, but so do I. Welcome. Let me get you a shout out. There we go.
Chat, are you feeling lucky? Are you feeling double lucky? Then follow Double Lucky at Double Lucky on twitch.tv.
There, you couldn't have gotten a more glowing endorsement than that. That was incredible.
I can put more oomph into it.
No, that was good. Well, I guess you could. I don't know. Go ahead.
I was gonna do like a gambling commercial, but I realized I've never seen a gambling commercial other than sports betting.
Oh, okay, fair enough.